Hey there, it's Andy Wyman from Wyman Legal Solutions. You've seen my videos where I've given you valuable information about how to get paid on time every time. But today, I want to talk to you about the importance of having an attorney that you can turn to limit or eliminate risk and liability in your construction business. I want to share a story about a client of ours named David. David's a roofing contractor. He does great work. It's very high quality. He's very reasonably priced, and he's actually a sweetheart of a guy to deal with on top of that all. About 4 years ago, David was sued, along with about a dozen other contractors and subcontractors, for some construction defects on a really big project. At that time, David didn't have a lawyer in his corner that he could discuss the lawsuit with. And that's unfortunate because even though David had insurance that could have paid for a lawyer to defend him and could have paid in the event David was responsible for any of the defects, he didn't tell his insurance company about this lawsuit. Instead, David wrote a letter to the lawyer representing the property owner and explained in detail why he felt he wasn't responsible for these problems that the owner was experiencing. Having heard nothing further, David assumed that the case was closed. He didn't know that it was a bad idea to communicate directly with the lawyer who represents somebody who is suing you. I mean, how could he be expected to know that? But the case was not closed. And when David and I met about 2 years later, he casually mentioned these court documents he kept receiving, even though I'm out of the case. So I looked into the case, and sure enough, the case was still going strong, and David was very much still in the case. He didn't know that a lawsuit needs a timely response with the court to avoid potentially being defaulted. I mean, how could he know that either? David hired us to defend him in the lawsuit and also to obtain coverage for the claim from his insurance company. But by then it was too late. David didn't know that by failing to promptly tell his insurance company about the claim, he'd lose all the coverage for which he was paying premiums for year after year after year. David didn't know that this one simple mistake would end up costing him tens of thousands of dollars in attorney's fees and potentially exposure to liability for the defects. Had David had us in his corner as his go-to attorneys when he was sued, he would have simply called us or emailed us the lawsuit, and we'd have made sure that his insurance company covered him.